What's good, YouTube gang? It's your boy Jens the Kill in the building. Appreciate y'all watching the video. First, before we begin, like, share, subscribe, hit that noti bell. You already know what it is. But anyway, so everything I do is uncut. All right, so y'all gonna get the raw recording. Not gonna be editing anything ever. Check this out. So what I'm going to run through today is my settings for OBS Studio for me to live stream and also to record. That way you guys can get an idea of what it is that I do, look at the quality that I produce, and then, you know, just see if you can match up with that based on your gear, based on your internet, whatever it may be. Things might have to be tweaked, and I'll give y'all some tips on the way, just so you have an idea of what the I guess the standard is, because I would say that my live streams and my recordings look pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. So the first thing I would do is, of course, go into your settings on OBS. Now I am updated to the latest OBS. Let's go ahead and check real quick what version that is. That is 30.0. So this is the latest version, and I'm running Windows 10. Let's see here. Now, by the way, my gear, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I got a pretty decent computer here. I'm running 32 gigs of RAM. I have an RTX 3080, and then my, I think I have a Ryzen 5800X. So, I mean, I got a pretty good computer for this. And then I'm also running on fiber. So, and it's real fiber. I'm getting 500 down and 500 upload speed. And those things do matter when it comes to live streaming, as well as recording. Now, I will say that recording, as long as you have a decent graphics card, like you can even have something older, like a 1080, like an old GTX 1080 or something like that, and you'll still be able to record really good quality. But when it comes to live streaming, it may be a little bit more of a load for your computer, just because you're not only having to live stream and process that video onto the internet, but you're also having to, you know, play the game, right? So it's gonna have a pretty heavy load. Anyway, let's get to the settings. So on stream, obviously, you're gonna go on to your YouTube or whatever it is that you use and have that hooked up, and they'll actually give you your maximum bit rate, usually just a recommendation. I think with Twitch, if you're not an affiliate, you'll probably get capped out at like 5,000 kbps. I don't know if they lifted that or not, but I'm pretty sure that was the last that I remember. And then when you become affiliate, I think they raise it up to like 6,000 or 7,000. But do your research on that and just see what it is that the maximum bit rate is. Now, I will say that you're gonna want to have the highest bit rate possible. So you can always it's all trial and error. Okay, it's all trial and error. I'm going to go ahead and show you. So when you start streaming down here, you're going to see something that says dropped frames, and you want that to sit at 0. You do not want drop frames. Otherwise, that means that when the viewer is watching, they're going to see your stream skipping. You don't want that. You want it to stay at 0 and always be at 0. That will mean that you're having a clean stream being sent out the whole time. Okay. And then also, you know, this right here is where you set your settings for your live streams. Obviously, it says streaming. I put it on advanced just so I can go through things myself. Okay. So I put it on CBR, that's constant bit rate. That means that it's going to try to stay at this bit rate and not change based on whether my internet is slowing down or getting faster. So that way you have a good constant stream, a good quality at the same, like, or whatever. Whether it's good or bad, it's just going to be the same all the way through. I actually have mine set at 13,500 because YouTube said that my stream health was not good because I was too high. I had it at 50,000 actually, or whatever that max was. Was that max 51,000? I had it at 51,000 for like the first 2 days, and they said excellent, everything was good. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, this is bad. You're putting out too much bit rate, so lower it to 13.5. I lowered it to 13.5. My stream health went to excellent. Now I'm at 20,000. I haven't streamed since I put it at 20,000, so I'm not recommending this. YouTube does a good job at telling you what a good bit rate would be for you. Okay, so but for Twitch. I usually say with Twitch 5,000, 6,000, maybe even put on 8,000. It'll cap you regardless. So just why not push out as much as you can, okay? And your bitrate is gonna matter based on your upload speed. From my experience with old copper wire internets like Xfinity, Spectrum, those kind of internets, you're going to be capped at either 10 megabits per second, 20 megabits, 30 megabits, or 50 megabits per second. Okay. Sometimes they go up to 100. I haven't seen that on Copperwire, but sometimes it could. But what I would recommend on that is to stay around that 5 to 8,000 kbps and just see what your drop frames are looking like, things like that. Just see your stream health and all that, and you know, as long as everything is looking consistent and looking healthy, then keep it where it's at. And of course, you always want, like I said, it's all trial and error, right? So you want to make sure that you are checking on the actual live stream yourself. So take your cell phone out and pull up your stream and just see how it looks. Anyway, so CBR is at, I'm just going to change this now for the sake of the stream. 13,500 is what I had it at last. Okay. Keyframe interval, I keep it at 2. My preset, like I said, I'm running a 3080. I put mine on slowest best quality. Now this may put too much of a load on your graphics card if you have something that's not as strong as a 3080. And it's okay. You can put it, I know when I was using like what did I have, a 1070 Ti. When I had a 1070 Ti, I had it on like medium, fast, something like that, and that worked for me. So just kind of tweak it and play with it and just see how your stream is going and how many frames you're getting in your game, and just get a good balance on that. Tuning, I have it on ultra low latency. Now, I will say this is not the only place you have to change your tuning at. You also need to go and log into your YouTube studio, go to your creator dashboard, go live. And then once you get to that page where you can like edit your stream, before you go live, here, let me do this first. Before you go live, you're going to hit manage broadcast. Okay. And I'm going to show y'all myself. So before you go live, this pops up here. You see this ultra low? You want to keep this on ultra low. Now, I will say that sometimes it may not save it on the YouTube side. So once you hit create broadcast, go to YouTube and then log in and get into the manage broadcast section, and then make sure that the latency says ultra low on that side too. Okay. And then I guess, you know, then it'll save, because I know that I switched it on here and then I went over there and it wasn't on ultra latency low. Now, why do you want on ultra low is because when it's on ultra low, that is going to give the least amount of delay between what you're actually doing live when you see the chat and what they see. So if somebody's chatting with you and you don't have this on ultra low latency, it's going to, like, you're gonna say something and it's gonna take them like 30 seconds before they ever see or hear what you said in the stream. Okay, so less delay on the stream from real time when you have ultra low latency on. Multipass, I have 2 passes, quarter resolution. Profile, I have it on high. I have cycle visual tuning on, 0 GPU, and 2 max B frames. These are my streaming settings. Okay, you can look up what these things do. I don't really know the technical side of everything. I'm not gonna act like I do, and I'm not gonna go and look it up just to tell you what it is. I'm just gonna show you what I have, and then you can just tweak it based on my streams. Y'all can tweak it. Recording. Okay, so now I am recording right now, so it's not going to let me do anything, but I have it on standard. I don't really need to have like brilliant 4K videos. Now, if you need that, that's cool. I just want to make shorts, right? I just want to make content for YouTube that's decent, like good enough for you to be watching right now, right? So I just put it on standard. I put the recording path. This is where you're going to save all your videos, okay? This is where whenever you record something like what I'm recording right now, where it's going to save once you click stop recording. So I have this in my folder that I want it on. Recording format, I would recommend MP4. Okay, MP4 is going to take up the least amount of space on your hard drive, and it's going to be the smallest file, at least in my experience. It's going to give you the smallest file with the best quality that you can get for having a smaller file size. Video encoder, I just use the stream encoder. It's the same thing, right? What I output to the stream, it's the same thing. So audio encoder, I have it on FFmpeg AAC, and then my audio track is on 1 because that's the audio track I use for everything. Now, if you get a little more complex than me, then you might want to click on more, but whatever. I don't have anything on muxer settings, and then I don't have anything on the automatic file splitting. Now, of course, you want your audio bit rate for track 1 to be 320. That's going to give you the best audio bit rate. So that way it sounds quality. You don't want something that doesn't sound quality, right? So for the most part, mine sounds pretty quality. I have a really good audio interface. I use the UA Apollo Twin, which is way too much, way too expensive for what I'm doing right now. I used to do music, but yeah, that right there, that's a great interface. You can get a cheaper interface if you want to, and then get you a mic, an XLR mic. This one is an Audio Technica, it's $70. It's nothing special at all. But you know, doing all your tweaks in your filters and with the EQs and things like that, that can help a lot. Anyway, replay buffer is a I love this thing, man, because it's basically if you ever had an Xbox, it's like Xbox Record That, right? Where it will look behind, it'll look behind up to how many seconds that you set here, and it'll record from that moment. So each round in Search and Destroy is usually, I think, what, a minute 30 seconds. So you can set it to 90 seconds, and then at the end of the round, you can record it if it went all the way through. I put it on 2 minutes just because sometimes it could be longer, right? It could be like two minutes. But I put it on 2 minutes because anytime that I decide, oh, I did something in the last 2 minutes that I want to clip, and I want to put up on YouTube for a short or something like that, because this enable replay buffer is on, I'm able to clip whatever happened 2 minutes ago. Now you can even run OBS and not be recording and not be streaming. As long as you click this start replay buffer button down here, it's going to turn on, and it's just going to constantly record the last 2 minutes, and you can clip even if you're not streaming or recording. Okay, now how do you do that? So enable replay buffer is on now, right? So what you do is you go to hotkeys, right? You go to filter, and then you type in replay, and it pops up. Now replay buffer, save replay right here. This is what I do. So when I'm playing, I press Control-Shift-C, and it will record the last 2 minutes of gameplay, as long as I have my replay buffer running. Okay, so that's a nice little way to clip all of your stuff, and it's going to record based on your settings here in recording. So it's going to come out to be quality recording, okay? Rather than if, let's say, your stream doesn't look that great, at least when you record on the replay buffer, it's going to look exactly, almost exactly how it looks on your screen. So there won't be like pixels and stuff like that. So that's a nice little tip for that. Now I will go to advanced here, and I'm going to show you a couple other things too. Color format I have on NV12, color space I have on REC 709, and then color range is on limited. The SDR white level I didn't touch, HDR I did not touch either. But yeah, that's it. Pretty much everything else is the same. I'm just showing you everything just in case. I do use 1080. I'm on a 1440p monitor, but I stream everything in 1080p. There's no point. Most people don't have 1440p. There's no reason for me to push the 1440p out. So, but yeah, and I keep my FPS at 60 just so that it gets the smoothest playback possible.